Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Ross. Today is part 2 of our little experiment where we're pulling data straight off a web page and into Microsoft Access without fancy APIs or background browser tricks. We're just grabbing what you see on the screen. Yesterday, in part 1, we talked about why reading data from websites doesn't always work the way you expect, and I showed you a simple, reliable technique for using a real-world example from my own website. Today, we're going to pick up right where we left off and try the same approach on Amazon and see how it behaves in the real world. Well, I mean, my website's real world too, but like a big site. Like mine's tiny compared to Amazon, right? All right. We now rejoin the program already in progress. For those of you who are old like me, do you remember when this used to happen? Like there'd be like an interruption, like the president would come on or like football game or something, I don't know. And they'd be like, all right, you're not going to watch the first half of it because we interrupted it for something, but here you go. All right, here we go. Here's a product on Amazon we can purchase. Here's my book on Amazon. Go get yourself a copy. And yes, I have purchased some copies. I got a couple on my shelf. Here's the link you want right there. Okay. So we'll copy this. We'll switch back to our database. Let's go back into here. And you know what? I'm going to save all this stuff. I'm going to save this for you guys. So I'm going to copy this and I'll paste it down here. And we'll do get from 599 CD and we're just going to rem this stuff out. Yeah, there's a button you can put on your toolbar to do all that. I did a video on it. I don't have it on my toolbar though. I almost never do this. Okay, so we're going to put that link that we copied here, which I've got my clipboard tool, so I should find it right there. Okay, I love that Windows clipboard tool. You can clip and copy multiple things. I think I did a video on that too. I like to give Amazon a little bit longer to load, maybe a second and a half. Now, app activate. Here's the tricky part. With Amazon and Walmart, sometimes the product name is first on the title bar there. Amazon.com does exist on there, and you can try loading that. But if it doesn't work, you're going to have to put the name of the product there, because that's what they usually feed up there. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, but it's got to be close enough for Windows to figure it out. We're going to talk about a better solution for the extended cut in just a minute. But since I know that this is the name of the product, I'm just going to copy this product. Usually the beginning of it works just fine. All right. Oh, where's my code window? I'm back over here. We're going to switch to this. Okay. And then the rest of this should all be roughly the same. Okay. I am going to close the browser window, save this, reopen that. All right. So my browser's open. And if you're trying to do this with a website that you have to be logged into, log into it, get into your bank or your credit card company, whatever you want to pull the data off of. Just make sure it's logged in and your browser will open up another tab, but that should be fine. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. And click. And there we go. And boom. Pasted it right in there. Okay. And there it is. And you'll find the prices in here somewhere. Now, how do you go about actually getting the price? Well, you're going to have to find it. You're going to have to do a little digging and figure it out. I'm going to talk about a solution for that in the extended cut for the members, but this is just some string manipulation. And let's see, it's in here. So there it is. There's the paperback price. You're going to have to do a little finding, use some string functions. I got plenty of videos on my website that cover the different string functions. Right? All kinds of different string functions you can use left, right, mid, in string to find stuff. So go watch this video to learn more. Oh, and hey, while I got your attention real quick, if this video is helping you out, if you like this kind of stuff, hit like and subscribe and make sure you click the bell so you know when I release new stuff. It really helps my channel out. Okay? Okay. I'm just curious. Sometimes you can get away with just pulling it in based on, because you can, obviously the goal here is you're going to want to store all of this in a table, right, in your database, all your products and stuff. Then you do the same thing with the Walmart version, right? And in fact, in the extended cut for the members, we're going to show you a little bit of how to do both of that. I just want to see if it'll find Amazon in the window. Let's see. It might not. Let's try it. Launched and oh, it did. Let's see. No, it launched it, but it can't find it. Let's see. Let's go back to the access window here. Sometimes you got to go back to. Yeah, see, it'll give you an invalid procedure call or argument if it can't find that window. And that's something we're going to talk about in the extended cut. I've got a better function that I'm going to go over with the members. It's better than app activate because it'll find the window as long as that text is partially in the title bar. See, so Amazon.com is at the end of this guy, right? It's in there, but it's at the end of the title. You can't really see it here, but as long as it's in there, you'll find it. If not, you'll just have to make sure that you store the title names in your database, and then you'll have to search for those. Right? You have to put some, error handling around this to keep any errors there, but for this case, you'll have to put the name of the product there. All right? Whatever's at the beginning of that string, it's going to be different for every website. Walmart does this too. They put the product name at the beginning. All right, so in the extended cut for the members, we're going to do 3 things. First, I'm going to show you a better technique for reading clipboard data, okay? Because trusting paste isn't always the best solution. I've got a custom function that will let you read what's in the clipboard and put it where you want it without having to rely on pasting it. Copying it, we're stuck using send keys because there's no, there are other ways that you can open up a browser and then parse all the objects in it. That's a nightmare though. The method I'm showing you is the easiest way I can think of to copy the data from the web page. Well, once we got it in the clipboard, I've got a better function for reading clipboard data. And I've got a better function for app activate that will allow you to app activate with just a partial string. As long as the string appears somewhere in the window, like Amazon appears anywhere in there at the end of the string, for example, it'll work. Okay? And I'm going to show you a little bit about how I get the actual price out of there. All right, and it's a little trick, but I think you're going to enjoy it. But that's only for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. And of course, gold members get access to the code vault where all this stuff ends up. And you can download these databases that I build and lots of cool stuff. I'm going to share with you a database that I've been working on that does pretty much the same thing. I got a product table that I started. And it's not properly relational yet. It's just a proof of concept. But I put like the Amazon product in here, and I put the Walmart product in there, and then I pick like banana. I did banana and yogurt. I give it the name, and then it goes out, it pulls it in, it gets the price, and it stores it in the table, and it works. And I'm going to show I'm going to show the members how I did this. So that's in the extended cut. All right. Anyways, to wrap things up, in both of these parts, you saw why pulling data directly from websites doesn't always work the way you expect. We talked about APIs and background web requests, and I still can't say it. Background web requests. And why they often don't give you the data that you clearly see on the screen. Then we saw a practical real-world workaround. Well, that's another tough one. Real-world workaround. Sometimes when you write something, when you type it up, it doesn't come off the tongue the same way as when you type it, you see it, right? The real-world workaround that lets Access grab exactly what's visible in the browser, even on modern sites like Amazon or Walmart or anybody, really. The big takeaway here is knowing when to use proper tools and knowing when a good enough solution makes more sense. And in this case, I like the good enough solution. Would I base an enterprise business on it? No. But if you just want to check your grocery prices, this is fine. Or if you want to get vendor prices. I used to have a company I used to buy hardware from way back when. We're talking when the web was in its infancy. And they didn't just give me a nice, easy spreadsheet with all the pricing updates in it. I had to go to their website and literally copy and paste stuff. I wish I would have had this technology back then. This approach isn't fancy. It's not perfect. And it might glitch once in a while, so keep your eye on it. But when other methods fail, this gets the job done, and it gives you the data that you need. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, post a comment down below. Let me know what you thought and how you might use this technique with your own databases. But that's going to be it for your Tech Help video for today. Brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. And members, I will see you in the extended cut. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that Show More link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.